Well, number one, I'm really happy with tonight's victory. I think one of the hardest things to do is, put a couple tough things, tough moments, losses in our case behind you. In particular, the way the Oregon trip went, where, the Oregon game was just a heck of a basketball game that didn't go our way at the very, very, very end. And then Oregon State beat us. And, oftentimes those types of situations lead into future days and games. To our coaching staff and managers, everybody that's part of our team, I thought we did a good job of learning from it, moving forward, having a couple good days of practice, and trying to be the best team that we could be here tonight. And but the first half, we were excellent, both on defense and on offense. And Max Hazard was a big reason why. It was great to see him shoot the basketball like we see him shoot it a lot in practice. And, in fairness to Max, it takes a little time to get comfortable. But my hope is that there are more moments like the segment he had there, both in the first half and in the second half. Second half, we didn't play as well. Kind of dropped our level of intensity, and at the end of the game, they hit us 17-6. I think going into that last media timeout, we were up 27 maybe, and so again, with our team, there's so many opportunities to learn, and I think the top of the charts is just sustained effort. It's hard to win. It's really difficult to win in conference play, and for us, we have to be at our best. So, again, really excited about the fact that we're able to win, and now we have a very, very quick turnaround. And for our team, it'll be one of the first times that we've experienced that. And that's the hardest part about being a freshman. It's just you have no recollection. There's no, I've done this before. So my hope is that we can, again, kind of learn from this, grow from it, and be the most ready we can be for Colorado because I know they're a very good team.
It's a good mix of going inside, outside, sharing the ball, probably your best game in a while. I
believe that, no doubt. Our three-point shooting, the ball went in. It really did. Maybe it's because we created some shots, but, Nico, don't take for granted his performance tonight. He played 26 minutes and didn't have a single turnover, which is really, really good. 4 assists and no turnovers. Dylan Smith, I thought, really played well. And, Dylan played very well at Oregon. He did not play as well at Oregon State. And he was a guy that I was interested in seeing because he's had a couple really good days of practice. But he set the tone in a lot of ways. 6 assists, no turnovers. But he defensively was really giving great effort. And you could feel that. But, Zeke, you have to mention 24 points and 8 rebounds. And, again, I thought Josh Green did a good job as well. Josh had a number of things, 7 rebounds. We've asked him to try to rebound the ball more. He's one of those wing players that can help our cause. And, again, him getting 5 defensive rebounds is a big deal for our team. So I've talked a lot about rebounding. Tonight it was 38-32. We got 12 second shots. And, when we rebound the ball, that's when we're at our best.
What did you think Stone brought to the starting lineup, and how does it change things as far as spacing and whatnot?
Well, Stone, number one, is a winner. I mean, he is a great, great kid, very high character. I've talked a lot about it's just been very impressive to watch him receive the facial fracture that he got and a bad concussion and kind of work through that. You really know what a mature person he is to bounce back from that. He hasn't missed a single play in practice or in a game since he returned back from Christmas. But, he gives us additional spacing. His line tonight and his numbers weren't as good maybe as I almost thought. But, you kind of know that he's going to be ready. He's older. And, getting him in there, I think, really complements our team in a big, big way. He does have to get a defensive rebound. That's that kind of carbon monoxide stat. You don't see it, but it's killing your team. He played 28 minutes, and one thing he didn't do is get a defensive rebound. You can't win in college basketball if you give those teams those second shots. And I think at 12:30 on Saturday, that's one of Colorado's many strengths, and we have to be ready to it'll be interesting to see if we can pass that test, because that will be a much different test.
Were you thinking of making that change anyway? It sounded like you maybe, if you were going to change that starting lineup, you might have gone with Stone over Chase.
We were thinking about it. I think getting players more minutes is step one. I don't think you want to change the lineup unless, that group of 5 doesn't give us the best chance to get off to a good start. But, tonight, Stone played more minutes. Christian Coloco, he played 9, and Ira 12 and a half. Christian and Ira combined for 8 rebounds, which is good.
What's Chase's status, and was that something that affected him last weekend, or when did you start to notice anything with his back?
No, he had some back pain in our first practice since returning from Oregon, and I don't really have a crystal ball on when he'll be able to return. We're, like we always do, listening to Justin Kokoski and our doctors, and making sure that he's able to be safe and return to the court. And just like with Stone, you have to rely on the athlete as well, especially in a lower back situation. But that's that.
You're thinking most likely not?
Yeah, I can't call it. I would tell you if I knew, but every day I think our hope is that he gets a little bit better.
Do you mind this? You've gone through a couple of the quick turnarounds. How difficult is it?
Well, quick turnarounds are a big deal. March Madness is a quick turnaround. Pac-12 tournament, part of March Madness, winning 3 in 3 days or 4 in 4 days. I mean, that's hard. It's what's so rewarding about March. But the Pac-12, along the way, it really prepares you for that. What we experienced in Oregon is the long extended trip, which I think is always more difficult on the road team. You leave on Wednesday and, man, you get back really early in the morning on Monday. But this quick turnaround is opposite. So tomorrow will be here before you know it, and then being able to play at 12:30, we have to be the most ready we can be for sure.
You talked about the need to get Zeke more shots. I'm just curious, maybe what that number is. He seems to kind of be around 11 or 12 shots a game. Is that kind of where you want it? Would you like to be more than that?
We would like to be have him right around 20 when you combine free throw attempts and field goal attempts. And I think we've come close in all of our Pac-12 games, but I don't know if we've hit that number. Some of it is 2 of our games, maybe actually 3. We took them out at the end, but tonight our team did a really good job of getting him the ball. Again, one thing about young players, Zeke is no different. He has to learn where to go, how to post up. Sometimes he's so physical in the post area that he's always in a wrestling match, and sometimes he doesn't need to be in a wrestling match. He can just free himself and just get the catch. So a lot of times you coach big guys that all they want is the catch, and they don't work hard enough to seal and be physical. Zeke's the opposite. And so we're trying to help him understand that he's an easier target sometimes if he just pulls out of the wrestling match and tries to catch the ball a little further away from the basket. But he was good tonight. Obviously, the 6 turnovers is a head scratcher, because I was bragging on him before our game. I mean, he's had 4 turnovers in the last maybe 160 minutes that he's played, which is remarkable. And tonight he kind of evened that out. But that's really the only thing he didn't do tonight. 24 points, 8 rebounds, 4 on the offensive end is excellent.
Just to clarify on Chase, you said pain on Monday. I mean, because he didn't rebound well over the weekend in Oregon. I just want to make sure, do you think he had anything going on that affected that performance?
I'm only going on what he said, and it was kind of a moment in our practice once we returned, really at the very beginning, that he felt his back, and he's had a history of that. So he's not practiced, and he's more in the rehabilitation part of it.
That technical on Ira, it looked like, just looking at your reaction, it looked like you were as upset as the refs were. Did you agree with that call, that he maybe stared the guy down?
That's a point of emphasis, the taunting. It's in college football as well, and it's a fine line. I don't think Ira meant anything about it, but point I was just trying to make to him is, you do it, you get the dunk, okay, and if you get it technical, it negates the 2 points you just scored. We're even, and it's one thing if you're up big, but if that's a single possession game or a tight game, God, you just erased a really good play. But Ira's emotional in a good way. He's a team guy, and hopefully he'll learn from it.
I know you haven't done your Colorado prep yet, but obviously we all know who they have and all that. What's your general thoughts on kind of what they're going to bring on Saturday?
Well, a lot like Oregon State, Colorado's very, very experienced. They have a couple guys on this year's team that have been multiple-year starters. McKinley Wright at the point guard position is obviously an excellent college basketball player. And, Tyler Bay, I really liked him as far back as when he was a freshman, and, he's a junior as well. And, I think he's one of college basketball's overall best rebounders. So they have an experienced group, and they're having a very good season.